Hi, my name is Julia. I'm a Vedic astrologer, and in this video I will talk about energies and principles of the planet Moon. In my previous video, I already explained the energies and principles of planet Sun, and also I have another video about karma, free will, and how planets affect our life. Vedic astrology, also called as a Eastern astrology or Indian astrology. There is also a Sanskrit name, Jyotish. Jyotish from Sanskrit, it means divine light. The main principles of Jyotish is that the inner is connected to the outer, and the outer and connected to the inner. It's all connected. In order to understand ourselves, we need to understand the outer world. It's similar with the planets. When we try to understand the planets, we can understand ourselves. We can understand our path because it shows in our birth chart. Planets also has the Sanskrit name. Sanskrit name for planet is going to be Graha. Graha, it means invader. Invader, it's someone who take possession, take over. So that's why it's called Graha, invader, because planets take over our mind in order to think and to do certain things. And also, each planet has their own Sanskrit name. The sun is going to be Surya, moon is going to be Chandra. In Sanskrit books of Vedic astrology, each planet represents as a human, and that's why they sound like someone's name. We can think about the nature of the moon. The moon, it's changeable nature, because sometimes we see as a thin crescent in the sky, and sometimes we see as a bright, large object. It's dual nature. It changes from one state to another. It's unstable. We can ask the question, does the moon give us light? Actually, no. It gives us light only because it reflects the sun. A moon is not an independent planet. It depends on the sun. And it's similar to our mind. Our mind is not independent because our mind is always triggered by someone, by something. And that's why moon is similar to our mind. The moon is not independent, it depends on the sun. And just like the moon reflects the sun, our mind reflects our true self, our soul. Because the moon reflects the sun and it's changeable, it's very receptive, like a sponge. It absorbs any influence, and the moon prone to illusion and can be easily overshadowed. There is two main principles. It's masculine principle and feminine principle. Principle of the sun and the principle of the moon. Sun and moon, they're very connected to each other, but at the same time, they're so different. There is a different energies. In order to feel this kind of difference, we can say as a contrast. For example, sun, it's a truth, moon, it's an illusion. Sun, it's a unity, moon, it's duality. Sun, it's a soul, moon, it's matter. Sun, it's a day, moon, it's a night. Sun, it's a god, moon, it's a goddess. And sun, it's a man, moon, it's a woman. Sun, it's a father, moon, it's a mother. Sun also represents time. Moon represents space. The sun represents our higher self, our higher identity. Moon represents our mind. We need to understand that we are not our mind, we are our soul. That's why in Vedic culture they pay a lot of attention to the moon, because moon can easily overshadowed. As I mentioned before, Vedic book of astrology is called Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra. They describe each planet as a human, as a person, and the description of the Chandra, of the moon, it's Kapha Vata constitution. If you have a lot of air and water in your birth chart as an element, probably you're going to be in Kapha Vata constitution. In this book, they describe Chandra as she has knowledge in different areas. It means she is curious. She wants to know everything. She wants to know everything and about everyone. So she's very curious. That's why she has a lot of knowledge in different areas. Her body is soft and curvy, and she looks radiant and beautiful. Voice, sweet and gentle. As you can see, she described in a very feminine way. Even though in Vedic culture, moon is considered as a male, they describe the male in feminine way. The male look like a woman. And also there is important thing, it's a mention about her speech, her voice, sweet and gentle. There is a most important virtue of the woman, it's how she speaks with her man. Most important quality of the moon is her speech, how she talk. If she talk sweetly and nicely to her husband, he will be captivated by her. She is changeable, inconsistent, and pleasure-loving. What does it mean, pleasure-loving? The pleasure-loving means she enjoy any kind of pleasures. It's similar to our mind. Our mind constantly seeking pleasure. It's a sattva guna. I explained already in my previous video about 3 different gunas. Guna is mean energy, or you can call it as a mode. There is 3 different energies. There is 3 different gunas: sattva guna, rajas guna, and tamas guna. Sattva is very clean energy. It's energy of goodness. Rajas, it's energy of passion. Tamas, it's energy of ignorance. Moon, by nature, represent sattva guna, so it's a clean energy. It's an energy of goodness. It doesn't mean that can't be in rajas or tamas. She can be in rajas and tamas. It depends on the quality of the moon. If the moon has influence on the person or a person's mind, the person will live pure and virtuous life, and his mind will be sattvic. And when this energy expresses itself without any modifying factors, it does so in sattvic and noble way. I want to go over about different energies: moon in tamas, moon in rajas, and moon in sattva. Moon in tamas energy, it's most negative state. When moon in tamas, it means person not able to feel happy, or he can be happy only under influence of alcohol or cigarettes, drugs, or if he do some violence against someone. He is happy only under influence of some substances. The rajas is a little bit better than tamas, but still it's not stable. When the moon in rajas guna, it means that the level of happiness, it's not constant and it strictly depends on life circumstances. For example, if he has like small house or small apartment and he think, oh, I'm gonna be happy only if I'm gonna have the bigger apartment or bigger house, or if the person has a small car and he telling that I'm gonna be happy only if I'm gonna have a bigger car, or if he has certain job and he telling that he will be happy only if he gonna have another job. So it's not stable condition. It's still better than tamas, but still it's a rajas. And such person will face suffering sooner or later. And the last one is sattva energy. It's the most bright and cleaner energy. You feeling happy from gaining some knowledge and spirituality. If you develop yourself, if you try to read some mantra, meditate, you can have this kind of condition. It's better to be in sattvic mode. But even in sattva, you're gonna have suffering as well. For example, if you stop meditate, you stop reading mantra, you're gonna suffer because it's also some addiction. And there is a highest level of the moon when you go beyond of these 3 gunas, when you don't see the good or bad. For you, good or bad is become equal. Everything that's happened with you, it's like a lessons to you. We need to try to achieve this kind of level. Be grateful for everything that happened, even the bad happened to you. you consider as a lesson, like an experience. It's not bad or good, it's just experience. We need to try to achieve this kind of state. A nature of the moon is a dual. There's two different planets, malefics and benefics. A malefic, it's planets that have negative energy. If some planets have influence one of the sphere of life, you're going to have some problems in this sphere of life. Benefic, they bring some positive thing. They bring feeling of happiness. And if one of the planet has influence on the sphere of your life, you're going to have some success in this sphere of life. And moon can be malefic and benefic. It's considered malefic when the moon is a thin crescent, when the moon is bright and visible. She considered as a mild benefic. It means that if this mild benefic has influence on one of the sphere of life, you're going to have a good experience in this sphere of life. But at the same time, it's a mild malefic and mild benefic. Psychology and key meaning. The moon represents psychology itself. It represents our interests, our hobbies, our attachments, our desires, our dreams, because everything in our mind. And also, by the moon, we can find out how a person sees the world, how he perceives the world, their mindset, how a person thinks. Sometimes people, they in victim mindset, or they think that everybody wants to hurt them, everybody wants to offend them. It's very aggressive way to see the world. Moon represents our mother, and we can see what kind of relationship you're gonna have with your mother and motherhood overall, because the moon, it's a planet of our childhood as well. Important planet for women, because it's a female energy, it's a female planet. And also we can see the level of happiness, or what kind of level of happiness person has. Sometimes people, they don't happy no matter what. Our inner state of satisfaction and peace and how we feel, because sometimes people, they don't have anything, they don't have family, they don't have kids, they don't have money, but they still happy. And some people, you can give them a whole universe, they still not happy, and it shows in the birth chart the level of happiness. In terms of health, moon responsible for all kind of liquids in our body. So it's our blood, it's water, lymphatic liquids, even saliva, tears. Also, moon is responsible for lungs and gas exchange overall, and also responsible for taste in terms of food, what kind of taste we have. Also, the woman's health in terms of cycle and in terms of pregnancy, how you sleep, how you recover, how you rest, and also your mental thing, psyche, your mental condition. What kind of diseases moon represent? For example, if you have anemia, it's a blood disease, breath shortness, insomnia, when you can't sleep, and also depression, any kind of mental diseases moon represents. Any kind of mental problems, it can be depression, it can be anxiety. It's very popular kind of condition, anxiety and depression. In terms of professions, any kind of work with the food. This can be like restaurants, agriculture, farming, food traders, hotels as well, medicine as well, more natural medicine. Also work with kids, nannies, babysitters, any kind of jobs with kids and women. Also, moon represents all creative jobs, because moon is very creative energy. It stands for creativity, creative approach. It can be also artists, dancers, singers, and also painting as arts. The moon also has the day of the week, it's a Monday. That's why it's called Monday, from the name of the moon, Monday, Moon Day. Color, it's a soft white, like beige, pastel, bright color. It can be like beige, white. Each planet represents specific number. The sun represents 1, moon represents 2, because the moon is dual. Each planet rules a specific sign. Moon rules sign of Cancer. For example, if in your birth chart your moon in sign Cancer, it's a pretty strong moon. Also, there is a sign of exaltation. Exaltation, it's even stronger position than their own sign. An exaltation sign, it's a Taurus. If in your birth chart your moon in sign Taurus, it's mean you have pretty strong moon. And there is a sign debilitation. Debilitation is the weakest position of the planet, and the weakest position when moon in Scorpio. Also, there is specific houses where the planets feel good, feel not good. The fourth house for the moon, it's the best house because it's most hidden. It's like a nighttime. And opposite, it's a 10th house. 10th house, it's most visible house. In this house, moon feels not good because it's most visible house. It's the best house for the sun, but not for the moon. In my next video, I will talk about planet Mars. It's also very interesting planet. It's a planet of our determination and shows a level of strength. But at the same time, it can lead to some problems because Mars is the strongest malefic in Vedic astrology. Malefic, it's a harm-doer planet. They making harm. So we need to pay attention where your Mars is located in your birth chart. Thank you for watching. See you in my next video.